Just wanted to ask you, really, the first question. It's your first big game in charge as a manager, not from a football point of view, but from a personal human being point of view. How excited are you? I'm sure your family and friends will be all following this with interest.
Hi, Tony. Yeah, firstly, it's a hugely proud thing for me and my family. Obviously, when anyone asks you to be manager of their football club, that's a huge compliment that an owner or a sporting director or a CEO is giving you. And I'm delighted to be there. As a young coach, it seemed so far away, and then it caught up with me very quickly and come around. And I think I've been given a fantastic opportunity at a very, very good football club for your first job. I'm aware of that. I'm hugely excited. It can't come quick enough because pre-season, especially pre-season friendlies, I'm not a huge fan of. I like to, when you get into the stadium on the start of the season, there's nothing better than that. But I feel like I'm overly ready. I think the last month has probably proved that to me as well. In terms of my preparation I've done the last 4 years. I think I was talking about this yesterday when I was speaking on a course with a load of young coaches for the Welsh FA, pro licensed coaches, prospective managers, and I did 256 games as an assistant manager in Brazil, and obviously with Steven Gerrard here at home. So I feel overly ready, mate.
Fantastic. What about Blackburn then, the first opponents? Obviously, they've had some changes as well, so it'll be interesting, won't it?
Yeah, I think obviously he's had about the same amount of time as me, John Dole Thomason, and he's only had obviously the one new player come in, lost a few key players like we did ourselves. I know a little bit about him because I coached against him with Malmo, with Rangers in the Champions League qualifiers. He got one over us back then, so I'm seeking revenge, if you like. I think the two teams are very similar in terms of their seasons last year. Some really good young players. Both teams were sort of impressing themselves, wasn't they, up until the last third of the season and fell away. And me and John have got opportunities off of the back of that, maybe, where I thought the two managers last year both did fine jobs, if I'm honest. So no, I'm looking forward to the game. I've heard a whisper we don't do too well at Ewood Park, so let's see if we can turn that corner.
Now, you've had a good pre-season. What about the balance of the squad? There's been suggestions that you're still in the market for a couple of players. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, we're always looking to improve. I think it's just we like to have two good players in every position. And I think where we are as a squad at the moment, we're probably missing that in one or two areas. We're working hard behind the scenes. I think with the Premier League starting later, the players at those clubs have been away with their first teams until maybe the first part of this week. So they wasn't available to anyone to go on loan, if you like. So there were some decisions to be made there in terms of Premier League clubs loaning out their better players. And also we're chasing one or two, and because they're good players, their clubs don't want to sell. So there's a lot of negotiation going on in the background.
Is it too early to ask you what sort of positions you're looking to fill?
I think we need to bring in another right back to compete with Ozzy. I think that's fair to say. I think we've got the rest of the back four I'm pretty comfortable with. In midfield as well, we brought Taylor Richards in and we're playing with one extra in there. So I think we're okay at the moment. I think Taylor can play on two lines and he's a very exciting player as well. I'm looking forward to working with him. And the front line, we maybe need to do something there, especially if one of ours was to move on. So I think the window's still going to run longer than what I've been in the job so far. So I think there's going to be some twists and turns. And in the Championship in the main, it's been quiet, hasn't it? I think it's been quiet with all the teams. I think financially after COVID, everybody's looking, and even players out of contract are maybe looking for salaries and length of contract that's not there this summer. So I think everyone's getting used to this window. We'll definitely be looking to add. I think that's safe to say, as a message going outwards, but it's got to be the right player. And ideally, it's got to be a player that will be at QPR for the long term and not just a loan, because I think that's probably kicking the can down the road a little bit.
Well, finally, good luck. It's a big day for you. It's a big day for the whole club. And if you can get that winning start, it'd be a great feeling, won't it?
Of course, mate. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate it, mate.